series. New series. Let's restart. Hello and welcome back. Today we are starting a new series called Trying to Become a More Japanese Mom. Can I become a more Japanese mom? Reincorporating Japanese back into my life. Obviously I have to work on the title. The one thing I've learned from doing my journaling videos is that documenting it, even like, for like YouTube or just on a habit tracker that I'm doing these things works well for me. So I think if I am documenting my journey, I will be more inclined to stick with it. Let's go back to the beginning. I lived in Japan until I was about 5, and I was more fluent in Japanese, although my grammar wasn't great. Just because, I'm 5 years old, I didn't go to school for Japanese. I just kind of like spoke it as like a 5-year-old would. And then I moved to America and I was in ESL, I think until I was like 3. But I never really, like, learning Japanese or like continuing my Japanese was never a priority. We lived in like a very small town in Illinois, and then we moved to San Diego where there's a lot more of a Japanese population. But I did live in Illinois for like 2 years right after living in Japan. And yeah, like my Japanese just got worse.
バスドライバーとね、あとね、他の人にあげてね、ありがとうって言ってね。
Growing up in Japan, I had a lot of like half Japanese friends, and they stayed in Japan a lot longer than I did, or longer, in their life. They were older when they left Japan. So I always felt a little insecure about my Japanese skill because it just was not good. Every time I would go visit Japan, my Japanese would get better, but then, come back to America and don't have time to practice. I did try to study a little bit once I got older, like in my 20s. It all started with this game on the Nintendo DS. I think it was called like My Language Coach, and I got the Japanese one, and it was really fun to play. So yeah, so you can just learning like the basics. So my Japanese coach kind of like restarted or reignited my desire to get better at Japanese, and I actually did study. I think I took the JLPT 5 and 4 I think in like 2010, and so 4 is like the most I've gotten to, and then my studying just kind of like fell off because I moved to LA. When I moved to LA, I wanted to stay somewhere that like was Japanese, so maybe I could like at least hear it, even though I won't get to like speak Japanese to anybody. So I moved to a part of LA called Sawtell. And then when I got laid off from the job I had when I moved to LA, and then I got a new job at Nobu, I got to speak to like the sushi chefs in Japanese. And then I had a kid and my Japanese failed again. So it's always been like this thing where it's like, I want to get really Japanese, and then I let something like derail me, and now here we are. I'm 40 years old trying to reincorporate Japanese back into my life. And now I have kids, so now I want to try to reintegrate Japanese back into my life, like start honoring or celebrating the holidays, try to speak more, cook more Japanese cuisines. And some people might wonder like, well, you're only half Japanese, like why does it matter? And it's like, well, my mom is Japanese, my grandma's Japanese, I lived in Japan till I was 6. It is part of me, and I want to keep that part alive. And I would do the same for like my American side. If I lived in Japan, I would try to, because that's my dad's side. So it's like, I want to like honor both of my parents. And, we live in America, so we honor my dad every single day. But, I want to try to incorporate my mom's heritage into our lives. So a couple things I'm doing right now to get better at Japanese is I downloaded Busu because I heard that that is a really good app when you're trying to learn the Japanese language. So I'm doing that every single day. I'm following creators and like I kind of befriended her online, Sylvia Wakana. Sylvia Wakana. I'm here. I'll put her profile right here. But she is such a great person to follow on Instagram because she will post like holidays, what they mean, food, just like, you know, Japanese culture, like things about Japanese culture that I am, the information that I'm seeking. One of my first like reincorporation hero school let me do like a Kodomo no Hi day at his school. So a couple of things that we did was my friend in Japan, she does this company called Hug and Paint. And so they have these like templates and you paint the kid's foot and then you place it to like complete the picture. So you have like, I did this one, I took this one to my son's school. So I just had them like, you know, put their foot, and then you got, and this is koinobori, and then you have like the kabuto helmet. Yeah, so she just has all these like really cute templates and you just put like the foot of the, you know, paint the feet and complete the pictures, and these are just like so cute. But I only took these two to Heroes school. So we did that. We talked about why we do Children's Day, you know, to like wish health and prosperity for all the kids. And we also made koinobori out of toilet paper rolls. So we had like toilet paper rolls and had like colors, tissue paper, and they just kind of got to make their own. And I called my mom telling her what I was gonna do, and she's like, are you gonna have like sushi? And she reminded me that usually in all celebration you have some sort of food or sushi. And I know, you know, it's like they do the mochi for Children's Day, but I didn't want to bring it because it's kind of like a choking hazard. So instead I rushed to make inari sushi, and I brought like a little senbei mix. So yeah, it was really cool. It was really fun. And I just hope to do more things like that. You know, first I have to get my Japanese better before I feel like I can like start teaching my kids. And hopefully like next year I can take the kids to Japan. And I think being immersed in Japanese, being kids, they'll just pick it up really quickly. So I'm going to end the video here, and hopefully you guys enjoy this new series. If not, I'm still going to do it because I just, you know, I need to hold myself accountable, and this obviously seems to be like the way for me to hold myself accountable. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.